Have you ever wondered why the deepest wounds are carved not by the words we hear, but by the silence that follows? Why the absence of someone's voice can be more deafening than any scream? Most men, when they get hurt, rush to explain, to argue, to beg. They think words will fix what was shattered. But what they don't realize is that real power lies in doing the opposite, in pulling back, in saying nothing. Today, we're not just talking about heartbreak. We're talking about transformation, about how a man can rise from the ashes without lifting a finger or raising his voice, about how silence, when wielded correctly, becomes a weapon sharper than any blade. When you understand the power of detachment, you realize you don't have to chase closure. You don't have to force anyone to see your worth. You become the closure. You become the silence they can't escape. Stoicism isn't about being numb, it's about being untouchable. Dark psychology isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding the invisible forces that control human behavior and refusing to be their puppet. When you control your emotions, when you control your reactions, you hold the power they can't take away. You stop bleeding for someone who wouldn't have wiped your tears. When you go silent after she breaks you, when you remove your presence, your energy, your validation, you don't just disappear. You become a void she can't fill, a question she can't answer, a mistake she can't undo. Your silence becomes a mirror she can't stand to look into, a reminder of everything she threw away. And by the time she realizes it, you're already gone. Welcome to Stoic Blessing. Welcome to the moment you stop chasing and start conquering. This is You Went Silent, and that's what broke her. If you're done handing over your peace to people who never valued it, if you're ready to master yourself once and for all, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence speaks louder than their chaos. Number 1. Silence is louder than words. When she hurt you, everything inside you wanted to react. Your instinct told you to call, to text, to show her the pain she caused. You wanted her to understand, to feel even a fraction of what you felt. But here's the truth. Words rarely change anything. Words are noise. They become background static to someone who's already tuned you out. Every message, every call, every attempt to explain yourself would have only fed her ego. It would have confirmed that she still had control over your mind, your heart, your emotions. But silence? Silence is different. Silence is brutal. Silence forces her to deal with the one thing she never wanted to face, herself. Without your validation, without your voice chasing after her, she is left alone with her own actions, and the mind, when left unchecked, becomes its own worst enemy. She starts to wonder why you aren't reaching out, why you aren't fighting for her. She starts replaying memories, questioning decisions, doubting the stories she told herself when she walked away. Silence doesn't just hurt, it unsettles. It plants seeds of uncertainty that grow louder with every passing day you stay quiet. You see, when you speak, she can twist your words, she can ignore them, she can defend herself. But when you go silent, there's nothing for her to argue against, nothing to fight, nothing to validate her choices. You strip away her ability to justify what she did. That's why silence hits so hard. It's not just the absence of noise, it's the presence of dignity, of strength, of self-respect. Your silence becomes a mirror she can't escape, a mirror that shows her the reality she tried to avoid, that she lost something valuable, that you weren't just another option, that you were the one who actually cared, actually gave, actually stayed real when everything around her was fake. And she'll realize it too late, when your absence has already taken root and your energy has already moved on. Words can beg, words can plead, but silence stands tall. It doesn't negotiate, it doesn't seek validation, it doesn't chase after someone who turned away. It simply says, I was enough. You just couldn't see it. If you're done trying to explain your worth to someone who never deserved you, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence is my power. Number 2. Emotion is her weapon. Detachment is yours. When a woman pulls away, cheats, betrays, or leaves you confused, it's rarely a clean break. She leaves emotional landmines behind, songs you used to share, memories that flash when you least expect, words she said echoing in your mind. That's how she keeps control. Not with her physical presence, but by living rent-free in your head. If you react emotionally, if you lash out, if you chase answers, you're doing exactly what she hopes for. Your emotions become her victory. Your pain becomes her validation. That's why detachment isn't just an idea. It's survival. Detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop bleeding for someone who handed you the knife. It means you stop giving away pieces of yourself to someone who proved they were careless with your heart. When you detach, you take back your emotional leverage. You stop allowing her to dictate your highs and lows. You pull your power back into your own hands where it always belonged. Stoicism teaches this brutally well. External events are beyond your control, but your response is always yours to command. Every time you refuse to react, every time you don't pick up the phone, every time you resist the urge to send that long text, you grow stronger. You train yourself to value your peace over your pride, and that terrifies her. Because as long as you were emotional, you were predictable. Now, you're a mystery, and nothing unnerves someone more than realizing they can no longer trigger you. When you detach, she feels it. She notices the shift in your energy. She realizes she's no longer the center of your world. And whether she admits it or not, it stings. Because deep down, what she wanted wasn't just love. It was control. And you just took it back without saying a word. If you're done being a prisoner to your emotions, if you're ready to choose yourself first, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I control my peace. Number 3, the scarcity principle. You become valuable when you're absent. People only value what feels rare. It's human nature. We don't chase what's abundant. We chase what's slipping through our fingers. And right now, you're either abundant or you're rare. If you're always available, always texting, always waiting for her attention, you become background noise, predictable, easy, and nothing loses value faster than what's always within reach. The moment you remove yourself, the second you stop showing up where she expects you to be, you trigger something primal inside her, the fear of loss. Scarcity forces her to feel your absence. It makes her question her choices. It forces her to confront the reality that you are not a resource she can come back to whenever she feels like it. You are not a constant. You are a limited experience, a once-in-a-lifetime energy that she took for granted. By stepping back, by making yourself scarce, you no longer beg her to notice you. You make her crave what she can no longer have at her fingertips. Understand this. Attention is currency. The more you hand it out, the less it's worth. The less you offer it, the more valuable it becomes. When you stop giving her free access to your energy, when you stop rewarding bad behavior with your time and presence, you reset the balance of power. You remind her that you were the prize all along, that she didn't lose you over time. She gambled you away thinking you'd never leave. Scarcity doesn't mean playing games. It means recognizing your own value and refusing to offer it where it isn't cherished. It means having the courage to walk away, knowing that your worth is not tied to how someone else sees you. It's tied to how you see yourself and how willing you are to protect your peace at all costs. If you're done making yourself too available for people who wouldn't even notice if you disappeared, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am not easily replaced. Number 4, mystery destroys her control. The moment she can predict you, she controls you. She knows when you'll call. She knows you'll show up no matter how she treats you. She knows exactly how to pull your strings because you've made yourself an open book. Predictability is weakness in the wrong hands. When a woman knows she can get an emotional reaction from you whenever she wants, you become a tool, not a man. You lose your edge, you lose your mystery. And once the mystery is gone, the attraction fades with it. But when you go silent, when you pull back and stop broadcasting your every thought and feeling, something shifts. She's no longer sure what's going on in your mind. She's no longer sure if you're thinking about her or if you've already moved on. That uncertainty eats at her. It creates anxiety where there used to be control. The human mind craves answers, and when there are none, it fills in the blanks, and it usually imagines the worst. That's the power of mystery. Mystery is not about playing games. It's about not giving your soul to someone who didn't bother to earn it. It's about keeping your dignity intact, your plans private, and your energy guarded. The less she knows, the more she imagines. The more she imagines, the more she feels your absence. And the more she feels your absence, the more she regrets ever thinking she could replace you. You owe no one full access to your mind or heart. You owe it to yourself to protect the most valuable thing you own, yourself. Mystery isn't about manipulation. It's about respect. Respect for your own journey, respect for your own healing, respect for the man you are becoming when you finally realize you never needed to prove your worth to anyone in the first place. If you're done being predictable, if you're ready to let your silence speak for you, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My mystery is my strength. Number 5. Her ego cannot handle rejection. Most men think women leave because they stop caring. The truth is, many women leave believing you'll chase them. They expect the tears, the pleading, the late-night calls begging for another chance. Why? Because it feeds their ego. It reassures them they're still wanted, still needed, still in control. Your heartbreak becomes their trophy. Your desperation becomes proof that walking away made them more powerful, not less. But when you don't chase, when you don't argue, when you don't even flinch, you shatter that illusion. You reject the script she thought she could control. And nothing slices deeper into a woman's ego than unexpected rejection. It's not just the absence of your attention that hurts. It's the silent statement you make without ever speaking. You are not worth losing myself over. Rejection isn't just about saying no. It's about reclaiming your self-respect. It's about choosing your own peace over temporary validation. It's about refusing to be dragged into the emotional chess game where she makes a move and expects you to respond exactly how she planned. When you don't play along, when you break the cycle, she feels it. She questions herself. She replays everything, and for the first time, she has to sit with the reality that maybe, just maybe, she overplayed her hand. You are not responsible for fixing the hole in someone else's soul. You are responsible for protecting your own. Walking away isn't weakness. Walking away is ultimate strength. And rejecting her control, even if you once loved her, is a declaration that your dignity is worth more than her approval. If you're done inflating egos that don't deserve your energy, if you're ready to honor yourself first, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My dignity is not negotiable. Number 6. Energy is currency. Stop spending yours carelessly. Every second you spend thinking about her, talking about her, stalking her social media, reliving conversations in your head, you're spending your energy. And energy is currency. Once you waste it, you don't get it back. Most men don't realize this until it's too late. They burn themselves out chasing closure, chasing explanations, chasing people who have already moved on. They end up bankrupt, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Your energy is your power. It's the fuel that builds your future. It's the force behind your growth, your success, your inner peace. And every time you give it away recklessly, you delay your own rise. You stay stuck in a cycle where you're constantly reacting to someone else's decisions instead of creating your own path. That's not strength, that's slavery. Stoicism teaches that the highest form of control is self-mastery. That means recognizing when something is draining you and cutting it off without hesitation. No long speeches, no dramatic goodbyes, just a quiet decision. I choose me. Every time you refuse to spend your energy on someone who doesn't deserve it, you reinvest it into yourself, into your fitness, your mind, your goals, your peace. Women notice when a man stops leaking energy. They notice when you stop orbiting around them and start building your own gravity. They notice when you stop making them the center of your world and start becoming the man you were always meant to be. And by then, it's too late for them. You'll be too far gone, too focused, too powerful to ever look back. If you're done wasting energy on people who don't invest back, if you're ready to fuel your own empire, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My energy builds my kingdom. Number 7. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. Every time you accept disrespect, every time you ignore a red flag, every time you forgive betrayal without real change, you teach her that you'll tolerate it. You send a silent message. You can hurt me, and I'll still be here. You might think you're showing love. You might think you're being loyal, but what you're really doing is setting a dangerous standard. A standard where your pain is negotiable and your boundaries are optional. People don't treat you based on what you deserve. They treat you based on what you allow. The more you tolerate, the less they respect you. It's brutal, but it's real. Respect is not given out of pity. It's earned when you show that you are willing to walk away from anyone who refuses to meet your standards. Love without respect is manipulation. Affection without loyalty is poison. And the longer you accept less than you deserve, the more you betray yourself. When you go silent, when you pull back, when you refuse to engage with disrespect, you're teaching her a new lesson. I am not someone you can mistreat and still keep. Your silence becomes your boundary. It becomes a wall that says, if you want access to me, it comes with conditions, respect, loyalty, truth. And if she can't meet them, she loses you. Quietly, without warning, without begging. You owe it to yourself to be unshakable in your standards, not because you're bitter, but because you know your worth. Every time you walk away from disrespect, you get closer to the life, the peace, and the people you actually deserve. You're not hard to love. You just refuse to be loved poorly. If you're done accepting less than you deserve, if you're ready to raise your standards without apology, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Respect is the minimum price for my presence. Number 8. Healing is a silent process, not a loud declaration. Healing isn't a performance. It's not for social media. It's not something you announce to the world. True healing happens in silence, in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when there's no applause, no validation, no instant gratification. It's the slow, painful, private work of rebuilding yourself from the inside out. And the more quietly you heal, the more powerfully you grow. When you're still bleeding, the temptation is to show her, to prove that you're doing fine, to make her regret her choices by posting pictures, chasing validation, flexing an image of strength. But real strength doesn't need to be flaunted. Real strength is silent. It's in the way you no longer flinch when you hear her name. It's in the way you walk away from what used to break you without needing revenge, without needing her to even notice. Healing in silence is about focusing all your energy inward. It's about shutting out the noise and giving yourself the attention you once wasted trying to fix people who didn't want to be fixed. It's about reclaiming your mind, your emotions, your life. It's about moving forward without announcing it, proving it, or explaining it. Because the people who deserve to see your growth will notice naturally, and the ones who hurt you no longer matter. Stoicism teaches that real progress is invisible at first. The strongest trees grow in silence, their roots deepening underground before anyone ever sees a branch. You're doing the same. You're becoming something solid, something unbreakable, not because you shouted louder, but because you chose to suffer privately and come out stronger. If you're done putting on a show for people who don't even deserve a ticket to your life, if you're ready to heal quietly and rise completely, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My healing is for me, not for them. Number 9. Your value was never negotiable. Your worth was never up for debate. Not when she ignored you, not when she disrespected you, not even when she walked away. But when you're hurting, it's easy to forget that. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you have to prove something, that you have to show her, show the world, that you were good enough all along. But real men know they never had to prove it. Your value is intrinsic. It's not based on who chooses you. It's not based on who stays or who leaves. It's based on who you are, with or without their recognition. Every time you beg for closure, every time you seek validation from someone who already devalued you, you chip away at your own soul. You shrink. You make your self-worth conditional on their approval. And that's not stoicism. That's not strength. That's desperation disguised as loyalty. You don't convince someone of your value. You show it by walking away when it's not respected. You show it by thriving in silence without the need to be acknowledged. The man who knows his value doesn't chase. He doesn't argue. He doesn't sit around trying to make people see what they were too blind or too broken to appreciate. He simply elevates. He becomes so focused on his mission, his peace, his growth, that anyone who underestimated him becomes irrelevant background noise to a future they'll never be part of. You were valuable before she loved you. You were valuable while she doubted you. You are valuable now that she's gone. Nothing she said or did ever changed that. You just forgot for a moment, and now you remember. If you're done letting others define your worth, if you're ready to live like your value is non-negotiable, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My value is not up for debate. Number 10. She will remember your silence longer than your words. Long after the arguments fade. Long after the apologies dry up. Long after the messages are deleted and the memories start to blur. What she will remember is your silence. Not the things you said trying to fix it. Not the anger you unleashed trying to make her understand. Number. What stays burned into her mind is the moment you stopped responding. The moment you withdrew your energy. The moment you disappeared without a fight. Words can be rationalized. She can tell herself you didn't mean them or that you were just emotional. But silence? Silence cannot be explained away. It's a constant reminder that you chose peace over chaos, that you chose self-respect over self-destruction, that you valued yourself enough to leave quietly when the respect you deserved was no longer there. Your silence forces her to confront a truth she can't twist or deny. She lost something real, something solid, something rare. It will creep into her mind when she's alone. It will echo in the spaces where your voice used to be. It will haunt the conversations she tries to have with people who could never replace you. And as the years pass, she might forget the details of your relationship, but she will never forget how it ended, how your silence said everything her pride refused to hear. Stoicism teaches that the highest form of communication is not what you say, it's what you refuse to say. It's the discipline to let go without the need for revenge, to move forward without dragging the past with you. It's the quiet dignity that leaves the deepest scars in the minds of those who once thought you'd never leave. If you're done trying to make noise to prove your worth, if you're ready to let your silence leave the loudest legacy, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence will echo forever. Silence isn't weakness, it's the loudest form of strength. It's the choice to let go without fanfare, to walk away without needing anyone's permission. And when you master it, you don't just heal, you evolve. You don't just move on, you rise above. Remember, your peace is not up for negotiation. Your energy is sacred. Your worth was never something to be proven. It was something to be protected. If you found value in this, and if you're serious about turning this pain into power, check out the Stoic Breakup Manual. It's everything you need to rebuild your mind, your heart, and your future without losing your soul. The link's in the description below. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the brotherhood of men who refuse to break under pressure. Drop a comment below. I choose peace over everything. I'll be reading them all. Stay silent, stay strong, stay stoic. I'll see you in the next one.